guys, welcome to the show. It's just me today. I know, don't lose your minds. But anyway, so today is going to be a little bit of a shorter show than usual, but that's fine because I've got something really cool to talk about today. Today we are going to talk about our National Geographic Deluxe Adventure Set. This set comes with a telescope, some binoculars, a microscope, and a bunch of cool little things to do with our microscope, so that's what we're going to get into today. So like I said, telescope, binoculars, microscope, adventure set, basically anything you could possibly want to observe, this stuff is going to help you. The telescope can be used for either terrestrial viewing or viewing anything up in the sky. I know it is great for viewing the moon and the smaller details on the moon. Another thing that is recommended to view with it is Saturn's rings and Jupiter's moons. I know I am like an adult, but I just realized recently that Jupiter does have several moons, which is just crazy to think about because we only have one. But anyway, so this is the 50 millimeter telescope that comes with our adventure set. It has 50 millimeters of aperture, and it has a carbon fiber optical tube, meaning it is very lightweight and pretty durable. So it comes with a diagonal, as you can see I've got right up here in front of me, and two eyepieces. I believe they are our 20 millimeter and our 12.5, so that's super exciting. Telescope comes with a full tripod, unlike a lot of our other STEM telescopes that come with a smaller tabletop tripod. This one is a full tripod. It can stand this tall. I believe I have it fully extended right now, so this is as tall as it gets. I'm 5'7", so I'd say this is like, I don't know, like 4 feet tall, something like that. That's not exact. That's just my guesstimate, so don't quote me on that. I'd like to add, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you just want to participate or if you just want to pop in and say hi, drop it in the chat and I will acknowledge it. We'll talk about it, say hi back, whatever, but you know, start a discussion. We'll talk about it. Anyway, so back to our telescope. I got off topic there for a second. So this telescope comes with a panhandle mount. So the actual panhandle, I would like to add, is really great for small hands because a lot of our panhandles are longer, I'd say like adult hand grip, but this one's pretty short, it's pretty little, so like I said, great for small hands. You know, it goes up and down and side to side. Now I'm turning it where you can't see it, and that's not very helpful. So this telescope comes with the diagonal not attached, unlike a lot of our STEM telescopes, and that's actually a call that we get pretty often here is, hey, how do I put my diagonal on? I have no idea how this works, but it's super easy, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you. So, and woo, don't do that. In order to put our diagonal on, just swung this thing around like a barbarian here. Okay, so this is our focuser. It's just our regular straight tube focuser. You turn these to move the focuser in and out. So, focus knobs, yeah. Anyway, so it comes with this nifty-difty little dust cover because we don't want to get dust in our telescope. That would suck. A little won't hurt you, but a lot of dust in your telescope can definitely affect your viewing ability. So it has a silver little tension screw right here, so we've got to loosen that just enough so that our focuser can slip in. So I kind of skipped this part, but our diagonal comes with this black little cap, like I said, just to keep dust off the mirror. So we're going to take that cap off, going to slip it right there, and then you can see it's pretty loose. I could take it in and out and move it all around, so we don't want that. So we are going to tighten this little thumb screw in. You know, don't over tighten it. We don't want to hurt anything, but now my diagonal is sturdy. I can't wiggle it. I can't move it around or anything. So that's ideal. That's what we want. It also comes with another little plastic dust cover up here where our eyepiece goes, like I said before, just to keep the dust out because dust on the mirror is not prime, you know, condition of what we want. So now that we've got all that, I'm going to pop our eyepieces out of here. So, like I said, we have our 20 millimeter, so that's that one, and we have our 12.5 millimeter, so that is that one. Woo, after I knock them over. So, something that, Something that a lot of people don't realize that I like to mention at least once when I'm up here is that a lot of people start with the smaller eyepiece just because, you know, smaller the number, the smaller the magnification is what you would think. But that is not true. Actually, the smaller the number, the higher the magnification. So when you're first starting out, you're definitely going to want to start out with the 20 millimeter as opposed to the 12.5. Because if you start with your higher magnification, you're going to be looking a lot closer at whatever it is you're viewing, whether it be the moon or something, you know, down the street. You're just going to be looking a lot closer than you would be with the 20 millimeter. And just for location purposes, the less magnification is the better. So I'm going to take our 20 millimeter, and I'm going to pop it right there in our diagonal. Now, nothing in this room is far away enough to look at with this telescope. I would just see either darkness or white or whatever. But when you first start viewing, you should definitely find something on the ground first. That's just for lining up your red dot finder, which I forgot to mention, so rewind a little bit. It comes with a red dot finder. So this one doesn't work right now because it's still got the little tab that's protecting the battery and holding all the life in. But when you do first get your telescope, a really important step is lining up your red dot finder. So let's say I just got my telescope, I set it up outside, I'm ready to go. At least I think I am, except I haven't aligned my red dot finder yet. So as we've heard Kent and me and Annie and about everybody else in this building say at least once, when you go to line up your red dot finder, you should find something a couple miles down the road. Remember, miles is better than yards, yards is better than feet. So let's say I find the top of a telephone pole or a stop sign or my neighbor's house that's a couple miles down the road, anything like that, something that is far away enough that it's not going to be like you're standing right in front of it. And another thing I forgot to mention that I get, question we get a lot, flip up your dust cover if you want to see anything. You're not going to see anything if that dust cover is on. So flip up your dust cover, make sure you're not blocking yourself from seeing anything, and it's really easy to forget. As you just saw, I forgot to open it, so, you know, don't worry about it. Anyway, so we found the top of a telephone pole and we're looking at it, and you're going to want to center it in your eyepiece. So make sure that looking through your eyepiece, it's in the center as best as you can get it. And then that's when you're going to switch on your red dot finder, and your red dot finder should be pointing directly at that item. If it's not, that's why you would adjust it. So you would adjust your red dot finder accordingly so that it is lined up with where your telescope is looking. So if your telescope is looking directly at something, make sure that this red dot is also directly on there. And ta-da, you've lined up your red dot finder, and you can now use it to find things in the sky or just farther away. So let me turn this back around, get me back where I was, and then we're going to move on to our binoculars. I'm going to close my dust cover so I don't get any dust on my lens, like a responsible telescope owner. Okay. Anyway, so our binoculars that come with our deluxe adventure set come in this cute little carrying case. It's so nice. I'm a sucker for carrying cases. We have covered that in like every live that we have done thus far. I love carrying cases. I love little pocket holders and stuff like that. This one has the little loop so that you can put it on your belt or on your bag or whatever other places you would need to carry your binoculars. So let's open this up. It's got Velcro, super convenient. So have our National Geographic, I believe these are 4x30s. Yes, 4x30s. They're super cute. They're so little. I don't know if these are the smallest ones, but they have to be some of the smallest ones that we have because they're so little. See, I can hold them with like 3 of my fingers. It's so cute. So unlike a lot of our other binoculars, it does not have a diopter on the back right here, and it does not have a focus wheel on the right eye cup. Our only focusing mechanism is right here in the middle, and it moves this whole mechanism in and out, as you can see from what I'm doing. These are super cute. I was playing with them earlier, and you can see really far, like pretty far close. Like that's something that I mention a lot when we do binoculars, is that you can't see very close and it has to be pretty far. But I can look directly at the camera, or I'm not going to look directly at the lights. That's not smart, but you get the gist. Comes with this nifty little lanyard, so you can put it around your neck or, you know, over your shoulder. Really easy to carry. You can tie it to your bag. Just makes it really convenient, really portable. You could take these hiking, you could take them to the creek, basically anywhere you would need binoculars. They're super convenient, super compact. Like I said, really good for small hands. Like I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's it's smaller than my hand. So it's pretty little, and that's saying something because I don't have very big hands, just have long fingers. Anyway, that's off topic. So, comes with a lanyard, comes with a carrying case. They're super compact. They're great for little hands. They've got these rubber grips on the side. Oh, and I totally didn't even mention that if your eyes are farther apart or closer than what it is right now, then you just move it down, and however far apart your eyes are, you can adjust it for that. So that's super convenient because my eyes are close together. So that's just a little better for me. But yeah, so binoculars. They are, like I said, 4x30. The first number is always going to be your magnification, and then the second number is going to be your aperture. So these have 4 times magnification and 30 millimeters of aperture. So that's cool little nugget of information for you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these back in there. Oh, actually, before I do that, they come with a cleaning cloth. I'm always the one to point that out because I'm always getting my lenses dirty, whether it be my glasses or binoculars or microscopes, telescopes. I don't know what it is with lenses, but I am terrible at getting my lenses dirty. Like I cannot keep them clean to save my life. So cleaning cloths and lens wipes are a godsend, and I'm so glad that it comes with one. So I'm going to put it back in its cute little carrying case, and I'm going to set it back up here. And then we are going to move on to the microscope. So this microscope, like I said, comes with our deluxe adventure set. It comes with this cute little experiment book. It's like a little pocket size, and the picture on it is super cool. I know when I found this little book, I kind of just like fell in love with it. I'm such a sucker for like, you know, snack size things, small things. So this itty bitty little experiment book just made my whole day. It's got table of contents as most books do, and then I believe it has 9 different experiments that you can do just with the microscope. This is just with the microscope, so it is so freaking cool. Move all of my little plastic holders to the side, and then so this comes with 3 blank slides and 3 prepared slides. So the 3 prepared slides, let's just hop right into it. Whoop. So it comes with a cotton stem. It doesn't look much like a cotton stem. It looks more like a little green blob, but you know. It also comes with a stoma. I'm not 100% sure what a stoma is. I thought it was that thing you get on your neck. Apparently not. But it looks kind of like a little green square. But the cool thing is, if you're like me and you have no idea what one of these things are, there is a little QR code on the side that you can scan with your camera or your phone, and it'll take you to the website and give you a little more information. So that's super cool. I'm going to set that down there with my cotton stem. And then we've got, what's this one? Onion epidermis. This looks like a pink little square, but I'm sure up close it's a lot cooler. And like I said, QR code on the side, so if you're like me and you have no idea what an onion epidermis is, you might get to know. And then our little blank slides, as you can see, there's nothing on them, and there's a little blank spot where you can name whatever it is you find. So if you go out into the yard and you find, I don't know, a hair or a little piece of dirt or some water in a puddle that you want to look at really close, you know, your options are endless. And there's these little, about forgot about you, our little covers, and that's how you secure your specimen to your slide. So once you get whatever it is that you want to put on the slide, you just set it on that little square right there, take one of the little covers and put it on there. I know there's a little bit of a different way to go about it if you have a wet specimen or a dry specimen. If you have a dry specimen, there is a glue. It's called gum media glue, and you can find it in the manual if you don't find it or if you don't remember. But it does say in the manual that there is a gum media glue that you can get at most craft stores, hardware stores, department stores, Amazon, wherever you want to go. And that's how you will secure your dry specimen. So if you get like a piece of a leaf or a hair or a fly's wing or you know, something of that nature, you would set it on the little square platform. You would put like 1 drop of glue on there, and then you take your cover and you'd set it on there, and your glue is going to expand to the sides. Don't worry about it, that's totally fine. As long as there's not a whole lot of air bubbles in there, then you'll be perfectly fine. You should let the glue dry for 24 hours before you try to view anything or try to use your slide. One, to prevent the glue from getting on your fingers, and also just to prevent from disturbing the drying process, creating any air bubbles, any smudges, because that's going to affect your viewing. So, like I said, after I drop it, let the glue dry. Don't rush it. I promise it'll be worth it after it is dry. So with our wet specimens, however, if you find, mud puddle water, or maybe some watery mud, or, if you want to test some of your saliva on there, see what's under there. But any kind of wet specimen like water or watery substances, you're not going to need your glue. Actually, mixing the glue with the water would probably do the opposite of what you want. So like I said, with the glue, you would just set the wet specimen on there, no glue, set the cover on there. It's going to expand to the sides. Don't worry about it, that's fine. As long as there's not a whole lot of air bubbles, then you'll be okay. So now that we have taken a look at our slides, if you will just stand up for me there, thank you. I'm going to move on to our actual microscope. So mustard yellow is a really nice color. It's one of my favorite colors, and if it's not yours, then I'm sorry. But this is a super neat little microscope. So it comes with a little, if I can take it off, it comes with a little plastic cover, much like a lot of our other things do. And these little focus wheels are how you're going to, focus in and focus out. So the microscope has 3 different magnification powers. It ranges from 100 times magnification to 900 times magnification. The way you're going to change your magnification is by just switching our little wheel down here, and it'll click when it's in position. So switch it again, and it clicks, and I know that I'm there, and it even tells you on the top. I know you can't really see it from where you are, but I can see it. It tells you what magnification you're in. So right now I'm in 400 times magnification, turned around, now I'm in 900 times magnification, turn it around again, now I'm in 100 times magnification. So there's also another, see if I can, yes, I can tilt it up so you can see. As you can see on the underside here, there is a color wheel. Now for the longest time, I personally didn't know what that was for. But I read the manual, as you should, if you buy anything new, you should, read the manual. The color wheel is actually to make viewing either clear specimens or non-colored specimens easier. So if you've got something under there that's clear, such as water, or maybe you found a little water bug that's clear and you can't look at it, that's when you're going to use your color wheel, and you're going to turn it and put a color under the specimen to make it a little easier to see since it's clear, because, clear specimen, clear background, you can't see anything. Clear specimen, blue background, it's going to make it a lot easier to see whatever it is you're trying to see. So that's what this little color wheel is for. I discovered that today. I know I've been doing this for so long and I just discovered it today. Go a little easy on me. I should do more research than I do. But that's a cool little trick. So I'm going to flip it back up. So this is another question that we get quite frequently here is, how do I turn the light on? Because sometimes you need to illuminate whatever it is that you're looking at from the underside to make it easier to view. A lot of really, really small things are going to be hard to see if it's dark. So in order to turn our light on, we've got this cute little mirror down here, and we're just going to flip it up and shabam, let there be light. So you saw it flickered for a second, and I'm going to tell you exactly what causes that and exactly how to fix it. Because like I said, that is a question that I get so often, it's not even funny. So when you flip your light up, the thing that makes it come on is, and I'm going to flip this up again just to show you. Can I get a close-up over here? Thank you. So I'm going to flip it back down. So when I have my light flipped down, and I'm going to move this, can we see a little better? Yeah, okay. So when you have it flipped down, you can see that there's these 2 little metal connectors that are not touching. So when I flip my light upwards, and you can see the light just came on, there's these 2 metal connectors that are now touching. So a lot like with a battery or like our electronic sets that we were playing with last week, you have to have that touching metal to make the connection so the electricity can travel and turn it on. So if you flip it up and those two metal connectors are even off by a millimeter, then you're not going to have any light, because if they're not touching, there's no connection, there's no electricity. So, and this will not hurt it if you do have to do this. If you get a microscope and they're off even by a millimeter, so they're not touching and you're not having any connection, it's okay to just squeeze them together a little bit, bend them just an itty bitty little bit so that they are touching, make that connection, your light comes on, ta-da, now your microscope works. So I'm going to turn my light back off so I don't waste my battery power, and I'm going to bring this back over here, and we are going to find out, well, I guess I say we, but more like I am going to find out if I can open it. Promise there's no child lock on this, I'm just not good. I'm going to find out what a cotton stem looks like, because why not? I also need to, to show you how to do this. So, when you get your slide on there, there are these little plastic arms, you can see them right here, that are on our little stage. This is called the stage. So you're going to use your plastic arms to secure your slide to the stage, because obviously if you're, especially if you're sharing, so you're moving the microscope around, you don't want to drop whatever it is you're looking at. That would be unfortunate. We don't want that to happen. So make sure that you secure your slide to your stage like so. And then I'm going to take my glasses off because they get in the way. And then you can look through your eyepiece, and I have, silly me, I still have the red. See what I'm doing? I'm tipping it and it's not coming off. Exactly what I was just talking about. So I'm going to turn this back around so that I can see something. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to figure out what on earth a cotton stem looks like. So let's figure that out. Oh, it's red. See? Never would have guessed. Anyway, moving on. So that's the kind of discoveries that we get to find out. Because see, it's green on the slide, and then you look at it in the microscope, it's red. Super neat little discovery. And now you get to make those discoveries on your own. So I haven't even moved on from just the slide, so we're going to do that now. With the microscope in our deluxe adventure set, we get 3 little specimen bottles, and a lot like our empty slides, they have these little blank windows where you can write the name of whatever specimen is in it. So if you want to have a controlled experiment where you have a constant and then your variables, this is the scenario in which you would do that. So you would take whatever your variables are, whether it's 2 different sources of water, water with different ingredients in it, something along those lines, you would, put them in your 2 little specimen bottles, label them so you don't get your experiment mixed up, and then you would have your constant. Or however you want to do it. If you want to mix it up and just have something different in every little bottle, you can do that as well. That's one of the great things about this, is that it is your own. You get to make it your own. So I'm going to put those back. We also get these cute little tools. This is like almost like a poker. It's just like a solid, I thought it was like a squeezer at first, but it's not. So we get this little poker dilly, and then we get our spatula, we get a little scalpel, we get tweezers, and then we get a little squeezer. This is the squeezer. It's got a better name, droplet? Yes, this. Anyway, and it's got little marks on there so you can measure how much liquid you have in there. So this is this deluxe adventure set with our microscope, our binoculars, and our telescope. It is for ages 10 and up, just because we've got some moving parts, we got some sharp parts. These are not metal. I know they look metal from where you are, but that's because they're painted silver. They're actually plastic, but it is still a sharp point and can pose a threat to unsuspecting children. So, monitor your kids, keep at least a little bit of a close eye on them while they're playing with this kind of stuff, especially going outside and finding things to experiment on. You don't want them to pick up something poisonous or something sharp or anything like that. Exploring is fun, but supervision is also very important. This is not suitable for kids 3 and under just because of all the small parts and all of the sharp parts. So try to keep it out of little hands if you can. So yeah, just to recap, we've got, like I said, deluxe adventure set. We've got this cute little cute little experiment book, which, something I forgot to mention, I'm so glad that I brought this up, is that, like I was saying with making your own experiments in this little bottle, and how this is a lot of make your own, there is 3 pages in the back of this little experiment book that is blank for notes. And I just think that is the coolest thing, because I love the fact that you can make your own experiments, be your own little scientist. It's so nice. Here's another page of just like little notes. And like I said, yeah, just make it your own. Another thing that comes with this Deluxe Adventure set, yeah, is that it comes with brine shrimp that you can raise and feed and all that good jazz. That's super fun. So you can watch them grow. You can put them under the microscope and look at them super close. You can see how big they're getting, things like that. That's super fun. Make sure to feed your brine shrimp. You know, you don't want them to starve. That would suck. Make sure that if you're feeding them, not to let too much food get in there, because if the water starts to get murky, then it can become stagnant and poison your shrimp. So if you start to see the water becoming a little muddy or a little murky, move them to some fresh water and pour that water out. It's a mistake that's made a lot, because it's like, oh, the water's getting dirty, it's just because they just had food. No, it's because it's getting stagnant and you're going to kill your shrimp. Don't do that. So I've done that with fish, not fun. So murky water, not happy brine shrimp, move them to fresh water. That's all I'm going to say. But I believe we are coming to the end of our show, which is so sad. It went so fast, but we've still got 4 minutes, so we're just going to wrap up a little bit, revisit what we already did. So,
does it come with dye?
Does it come with dye? I believe so. Let me look at let's just read through our experiments. That sounds fun. So, the experiments we've got black and white print, where you take some like some newspaper and you see super close up how that looks. Color print, so yes, we do have dye. It comes with dye. That's where your dye comes in. You're going to dye some paper or some water and see how that works. Vegetable grains? Grade.
Like food,
oh, like yes. That's what you're talking about. Okay, the food color, or the coloring that comes with it is like vegetable grain. It's not going to hurt you if you consume it, but still try not to, because then you don't have any dye left. So yes, safe to eat, not recommended to eat. You know, kind of like other things. Anyway, so next experiment, we've got textile fibers, table salt, production of salt crystals. That sounds really fun. That's experiment 5. Raising brine shrimp, like I was just talking about. That sounds super fun, getting to see them in their young stage and their teenager stage and their adult phase and whatever. Observing stem and root sections. I think that's where our prepared slides come in, with our onion and our other parts that I don't know what they are for the plant. Like I said, scan the QR code and it'll tell you, but I won't. Anyway, absorbing cork cells. I believe it's like talking about like a cork, like the spongy little looking things, I think. Couldn't tell you though. And then observing leaf cells. So I know with observing the leaf cells experiment, it shows you like a live leaf versus a dead leaf. I read the directions a little bit before we started. So when you do the leaf experiment, it has you get a live leaf with no, rotting spots or, bites from caterpillars or anything like that. And then it has you get a dead leaf, and then you compare them to each other to see what the leaf looks like when it's alive versus what it looks like when it's dead. You can see the chlorophyll? Mm-hmm. Chlorophyll still in the leaf veins, or then when you look at the dead leaf, you can see the absence of the chlorophyll in the veins. So I thought that was really super neat. We all learn about the nature cycle when we're in school, chlorophyll and trees and, the seasons and things of that nature. So that's a great way to just get a closer look at it. Just look at it close up, understand what's going on, and all that good jazz. So,
1 minute.
Now that we have recapped, we have reached the end of our show. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and you have a lovely rest of your week. Bye-bye.